How are you?
Islamabad.
Please take your seat. Chale, you introduce yourself to all of us.
So my name is Sami Ahmed. I was born in a small village, Hathungo of district Sangad in Sindh. It is the place where I got my early education, and in 2010 we moved to Markaz, which is a division in Sindh. It is the place where I got my matriculation and intermediate, and afterwards I applied for an admission in BS International program at National Defense University, Islamabad. It was sort of an achievement for me that coming from an underprivileged area, I was able to top the entrance exam of NDU. So over the 4 years, I got valuable experience and exposure in international relations, and I have developed, interpersonal communication skills, and I have been able to experience the diversity of Pakistan as well. And as soon as I graduated in 2022, I applied for the CSS. I started preparing for the civil services examination, and then I really feel lucky that I have been able to pass it in my first attempt.
Good. So you have got this date of 14th November or still expecting?
It is expected, sir.
You have got time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you just introduce the province of Sindh to all of us. And
Sir,
what is the political administrative structure in the province of Sindh?
Sir, after the 18th Amendment in 2010, the provincial structure of Sindh or all the provinces concerned in Pakistan, it is more of a federal system. So the administrative functions are devolved to the provincial levels, apart from economy, strategic or security concerns, and monetary foreign policy, which lies with the federal level. Apart from that, Sindh is rich in diversity as well, and there is some sort of intercommunal harmony as well. We see that in Punjab or elsewhere in Pakistan, there is a gap or there is disharmony between ethnicities and different religious communities. But as far as Sindh is concerned, it is relatively decent in that regard.
How many districts are there in the province of Sindh?
Sir, as far as I know, there are almost 29, I guess. I'm not sure.
How many civil division?
Sorry?
Civil division kitne hain?
I think 5 or 6.
What is the total population of province of Sindh?
Sir, I'm not sure that.
What is the population of Karachi?
Karachi is almost 2.28 million of population. The largest city of Pakistan by population has become Lahore.
Have you heard the name of National Finance Commission?
Yes, sir.
What is the function of National Finance Commission?
National Finance Commission is sort of a commission which is aimed at giving the provinces their due share in revenue collection by the federal government. So the main determinant of NFC award are population, which stands at almost 82% of that calculation. Apart from that, there is also a determinant which is the backwardness of that province, and also the revenue collection, which gives incentive to tax collection net of that province.
Just give us a review of the local government system which is already in place in the province of Sindh. Is it functioning or it is only on paper?
Sir, as far as my analysis is concerned, it is more on paper, because even though the powers from federal government have been devolved to the provinces, there is a discrepancy at the local government.
You have one of your subject in BS was foreign policy analysis.
Yes, sir.
Why policy analysis is made?
What are
the objective of policy analysis?
The objectives of policy analysis is to gauge the success of a policy, and also to gauge the risks that are involved in a policy, because when a policy is made, there are several risks, and there are some some unforeseeable consequences of that policy. So to gauge those unforeseeable policy consequences for any policy is analyzed for its effectiveness.
Just identify some major economic challenges which Pakistan is facing?
Sir, the major economic challenges are numerous in Pakistan. We are going through an economic turmoil. The first significant economic policy or economic challenge in Pakistan is regarding the tax collection system of Pakistan. Only 1% of the population is under the tax net. Apart from that, we have not been able to address the issue of state-owned enterprises. They have become a burden on our national exchequer as well. And there is also our own mismanagement of our industry. If we analyze the GDP of Pakistan, it stands at 341 billion US dollars in 2023. But as far as our industries in output is concerned, it stands around 22% of the GDP, which is very less. And since Pakistan is an agrarian state, it has not been able to tap the potential of our agriculture as well.
Thank you.
Have you heard of the Competition Commission of Pakistan?
I have not, sir.
You have not. Recently, a conference was held in China. What was that conference about and what transpired there? What issues were discussed?
As far as I remember, it was a decade conference which was aimed at the celebration of a decade of completion of CPEC or China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. And as far as what transpired there, China and Pakistan have always been iron brothers. Pakistan and China, they have cordial foreign relations with each other. And it is also noteworthy that during Cultural Revolution in China, only Pakistani diplomats were not, harassed or were made to kowtow or prostrate in front of the statue of Mao Zedong. So as far as that, what transpired there, and there has been, an emphasis on the completion of CPEC project.
What were the contributions, success of this Belt and Road Initiative in the last 10 years? What successes it achieved and how are they reflected in the conference?
Sir, as far as the last 10 years are concerned, BRI has somewhat, have been successful in terms of providing connectivity in South Asia, Central Asia, and Eurasia at large.
There were certain specific achievements of the Belt and Road Initiative which were highlighted there.
Sir, I have to study that.
How do you see the amendments in the NAB law by the previous government?
Sir, as far as amendments are concerned, they lie with the legislature. So since they are the public representatives they act on the behalf of the population, so they have to incorporate the public opinion as well. And if we analyze the public opinion, there was some sort of dissent towards that NAB law. But since the majority part of the parliament have approved that bill, so it becomes a law and we have to follow that.
Can you share with us some good amendment, some positive amendment in the NAB law?
Sir, the positive amendment is that of remand, physical remand. The number of days of physical remand have been reduced. So that is more of a human element to that NAB law. Apart from that, the threshold of corruption, it has been increased, which was a negative, I think.
Why the Supreme Court kept sitting on it and announced it after the retirement of the previous Chief Justice?
Sir, I think it has more to do with institutional inertia, because when a bureaucrat or any stakeholder is at the verge of retirement, they have to analyze their actions and their consequences. So as far as CJP, the previous CJP was concerned, he sat on that decision because he thought it might not be best fit for him as a CGP. So he delegated that decision to his successor.
How has Police Order 2002 impacted the police working?
Sir, the police order 2002 was a good step in reinvigorating of the police services of Pakistan, because they were formerly acting on the police order of 1861. So there was a need for the police to be more community oriented, and that also led to the establishment of that order. But on paper, it is really good. In action, there has been some gaps which still need to be.
What are those gaps?
The first gap which I think is that there is still a gap between police and the local population. And the second gap that is important to be considered is the corruption. Because since I am also a layman and I see things around me, so there is a conviction on part of the population that police is the most corrupt department of Pakistan. I'm really, embarrassed to say that, but this has become the local public opinion, and we have to consider that. Apart from that, there is also a gap between the judiciary and police. Sometimes the investigations done on part of police, they are not carried forward in a positive manner by judiciary.
Okay. What is the position of Pakistan on Gender Global Index? Where is standing of Pakistan?
Last year, it was the second worst state in terms of gender parity, but it has improved over the last few months, and the current position is, I think, 142 out of 146.
How can it be improved?
Sir, there are some cultural factors, societal factors, educational, and even economics factors which we have to consider to address this issue. For example, there was a report recently that more than 60% of female graduates in engineering field, they do not pursue their career or profession. Same goes for medical field as well. More than 70% of females, they do not pursue their profession because of various factors. So there is a need to incorporate those strata of society in our workforce. Apart from that, there are some cultural factors which need to be worked on as well.
Welcome to CSPs Academy for CSS PMS preparation. CSS PMS तहरीरी इम्तिहान के तमाम मज़ामीन की ऑनलाइन और ऑन कैंपस तैयारी के साथ साथ सब्जेक्ट सिलेक्शन, असाइनमेंट चेकिंग, क्लास टेस्ट, मॉक एग्जाम, इंडिविजुअल टीचर डिस्कशन और फीडबैक सेशन का इनकाद किया जाएगा। इसके अलावा FPSC की तजवीज़ करदा बुक्स से बने मयारी नोट्स और CSPs पब्लिशर की बेहतरीन बुक्स मुहैया की जाएंगी।
Sami Ahmed, you have studied international relations, but you haven't opted for foreign service.
Yes, ma'am, because there are two important reasons. Since you are yourself from Foreign Service of Pakistan and you have been at the higher levels, so you know international relations against the conventional wisdom is not all about international politics or diplomacy. There is an emerging field as well of international development studies, which specifically focuses on developing states like Pakistan. So since I am 23 years old and I have still options to consider for my profession, I am more inclined towards working for UN Sustainable Development Goals. And for that option, I think civil services and PAS specifically is the best one for me. Apart from that, I am the younger son, so I am really close with my mother. And there are times if you are in Foreign Service of Pakistan, you have to stay at least 6 years in 2 different states to, for your job, which is really hard for me.
But you know that in foreign service, you can take your mother with you.
Yes, ma'am. But
and in PS also, it's not necessary that you will be in Sanghar. You may be posted in some other part of the country.
Yes, ma'am.
And you would still be alone and your parents will still miss you.
But I will be closer to my roots, and I know that even if I have to see my mother or father, I can travel to Markaz and see them.
So how will you link your ambitions for SDGs? How will you implement them in PAS?
Sir, ma'am, as far as UN SDGs are concerned, they can be incorporated by working in PAS, because there are gender or gross inequalities. You can really work for them. There is also a UN Sustainable Development Goals of water and sanitation. You can work for that. There is also a goal for a dignified environment and cleanliness, hygiene, and etc. You can also work for that.
Thank you. You have been following the current developments, international level.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your take on the Palestine issue?
Ma'am, as far as Israel-Palestine issue is concerned, it is one of the most complex, probably the most complex issue in human history. And it can be traced back to 12th century BC in the times of Moses, the Passover when happened. So it is one of the most complex issues, and it has religious, social, political, and even geographical connotations. As far as the recent incidents are concerned, it has really affected the two-state solution, because Israel is really adamant on dismantling Hamas, and since they are not calling it an invasion, they are really invading that Gaza Strip. So it will really jeopardize the two-state solution. And if we analyze the international fora, the majority of Western states or the liberal order, flag bearer of liberal order, they are really behind Israel. They are supporting this invasion. So it is also affecting the liberal order as well. And US has to adopt a more positive or more, more moderate approach.
How would you relate Palestine issue with Kashmir issue?
As far as Kashmir issue is concerned, it is more of a bilateral issue. It is not really a religious issue. But as far as Israel-Palestine issue is concerned, as per my understanding, it is more religious and it is more geostrategic, because if we analyze all the wars that have happened between Arab and Israel, they have been able to gain considerable geographic advantage, and they have been, they have invaded or annexed the geostrategic locations, Golan Heights, Sinai Desert, and so forth. So Kashmir issue is something that can be, resolved through bilateral negotiation. We have the example of 4-point formula. It was on the verge of solution, but things did not go really well. As far as Israel or Palestine issue is concerned, it has to be, it has to be more international or more multilateral to be resolved, because there are several fault lines there, and no party, whether Israel or Palestine, is ready to give up their advantage.
Thank you so much, Sami Ahmed.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Sir.
Thank you. Okay, can you tell that name other books of Henry Kissinger other than on China and diplomacy?
There is World Order as well, and there is a recent book on the human race and AI. There was also a recent book on 6 strategies of leadership, which was released last year.
Okay, what is the significance of feminist school of thought in international relations?
Feminist school of thought, or feminism per se, was not on the agenda of realism, but since there have been movement and there has been considerable efforts on part of feminists and those who advocate for women rights, they have become an international relations issue. So that is a positive development.
Margaret Thatcher and Indira Gandhi. Do you think that both presented a sense of feminist school of thought in international relations?
Yes, sir. I think they did. Because if we analyze the agenda of feminists in international relations, they are more inclined towards inclusion of female stateswomen.
Both were hawkish.
Indeed, sir, but that rests with the person or leader.
Okay, can you name the warring parties in 30-year wars? Sorry? Name the warring parties in 30-year wars. After that, there happened Treaty of Westphalia.
Sir, there were Dutch. There were also, Habsburg Empire. I'm not sure. I have to study that.
What is Habsburg Empire?
It was the predecessor of Austrian Empire. I think it was a dynasty. I have to study that. My history is sketchy.
History is sketchy. Okay, can you tell the significance of open diplomacy and open sea clause in Woodrow Wilson's 14 points?
Yes, sir. Open sea diplomacy or open diplomacy and open sea diplomacy, they are important in international relations because they make up for more transparency in international relations, and there is also.
You said that your history is sketchy. लेकिन उस स्केची हिस्ट्री में थोड़ा सा बताएं कि उसको ये दो चीजें इंक्लूड करने की जरूरत क्यों पड़ी?
Sir, because the reasons World War One happened was the main reason behind that was secret alliances. There was Holy Alliance, then there was Quadruple Alliance as well, and which were secret. So that was the main factor. Apart from that, there was also militarization of seas, which took place before World War One.
Name Axis power in World War II.
Axis power in World War II, they were Japan, Italy, Germany, and Russia, I think.
What was the status of Austria-Hungary at that time?
Austro-Hungarian Empire was inclined towards Axis power.
Ottoman Empire.
Ottoman Empire was in World War One.
Name the countries of Central Power in World War One.
World War One, they were Russia, and they were not Russia. They were United States, France, and UK.
Can you name 7 civilizations Samuel Huntington talked in Clash of Civilization and Remaking of New World Order?
There is Western civilization, Islamic civilization, and there is also the Chinese civilization, or we also know it Sino, and there is also I can recall only these.
Okay, what is the idea of Clash of Globalization?
Clash of globalization is more towards the clash of East and West, or Eurasia and the West, and we see that from the example of Southeast Asia, the world is moving from globalization to regionalism. There are
Name the countries of Eurasia.
And they make up for the majority of Asia, including Russia. They also make up the Middle Eastern states, Central Asian states, South Asian states. And apart
Can you
from
name
that,
Southwest Asian countries?
Southwest Asian countries, they might be Pakistan is northwest.
I'm not talking about South Asia. I'm Southwest Asian.
Sir, I'm not sure.
Okay, from Pakistan affairs. Can you tell that why is Raw Act is called as Black Law?
Sir, I have not been able to study that.
Okay, what is Pune Pact?
Sir, my Pakistan affairs is not really good.
Okay, thank you.
Let's conclude it then. Sami, the point is that this is event of your life. You come from the Sangha district, Sindh ruler se aa rahe ho, and you have got a better chance to get into the good services.
Yes, sir.
But you are not in a state of preparedness.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है ना? तो अपनी सेल्फ असेसमेंट करो. कितने नंबर दोगे अपने आप को?
Sir, they will be below 5.
Less than 5 दोगे?
Yes, sir.
चले. Otherwise, now you have got a good personality. तुम्हारे ठीक है. Nothing to worry. Communication skill, mean, oral as well as body language is fine. You need not worry on this. You are intelligent. You respond some question. Confidence level तुम्हारा ठीक है. Knowledge level is again below.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Posture तुम्हारा ठीक है. Voice tone उसका impact ठीक आता है. ठीक है. अब ये है कि number 1 you need to prepare yourself. Luckily you have got time.
Yes, sir.
Or you have got the potential to get higher marks in
Yes, sir.
interview. So you need to be in a state of preparedness. जितना टाइम तुम्हारे पास है, lucky you have got time. लोगों का तो परसों इंटरव्यूज है.
Yes, sir.
तो रोज 8 घंटे इन्वेस्ट करो अपनी प्रिपरेशन पे. न्यूज़पेपर रीडिंग करो. कोई एक अखबार उठा लो. 2 महीने के पिछले अखबार का इकट्ठे करो और डेली बेसिस पे उनके इंटरनेशनल न्यूज़, नेशनल और सोशल इश्यूज, इकोनॉमिक इश्यूज को देखो. अपनी एक नोटबुक बनाओ. समथिंग लाइक दिस
I am preparing.
यू हैव गॉट. पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन जैसे बनती है तो
Yes, sir.
उसी तरह पॉइंट बनाओ. 1 2 3 4 पॉइंट हर टॉपिक पे, और वो टॉपिक डेली रिहर्सल करो. अब ये जो सवाल है ना, दीज आर वेरी माइनर क्वेश्चंस.
Yes, sir.
लेकिन क्योंकि तुमने रिहर्सल नहीं की हुई, तुमने
Sir,
प्रिपरेशन नहीं की
I
हुई.
have to say that this is my very first interview.
ओके ओके. तो प्लीज हमारी ख्वाहिश होगी कि तुम तैयारी करो.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है ना. टुडे यू आर, तुम्हारा आज मतलब यू हैव गॉट द पोटेंशियल, लेकिन तुम तैयार नहीं हो.
Indeed, sir.
ठीक है. तो यहाँ रहते हो इस्लामाबाद या वापस जाओगे?
Sir, I have to go Lahore. I have been traveling a lot.
अच्छा.
Lahore, Karachi,
चले
Islamabad.
चलो. अब जो है ना, बाकी टाइम लगाओ, और अगर मुमकिन हो तो एक दफ़ा हमारे पास फिर.
Yes, sir. I will try my best.
ठीक है ना. तो बेस्ट ऑफ लक फ्रॉम माय साइड. आप सर.
हाँ, आपका नॉलेज क्या है, बहुत है.
Indeed, sir.
करंट अफेयर्स भी यू आर नॉट वेरी करंट ऑन देम. BRF कॉन्फ्रेंस जो हुई है वो उसमें उसकी जो अचीवमेंट्स जो हैं, सक्सेसेस जो है वो उन्होंने बयान किए हैं. कितने $1 बिलियन इन्वेस्ट किए, ठीक है. उससे कितने मुल्कों को वो जो है उनकी पॉवर्टी एलिवेशन हुई वहाँ, उससे उनको फ़ायदा हुआ. कितनी रोड्स बनाई हैं, कितने उन्होंने रेलवे लाइंस लay की हैं, ये वो सारा उसमें लिया हुआ है. इसी तरह कंपटीशन कमीशन ऑफ पाकिस्तान का आपने पुलिस ऑर्डर का जो है वो आपकी सेकंड चॉइस है, तो इसके इम्पैक्ट का नहीं पता आपको. पुलिस जो है ऑर्डर 2002 के बाद पुलिस की वर्किंग में कोई
Yes, sir.
फर्क पड़ा है या नहीं पड़ा. कोशिश करें अपने आप
Indeed,
को
sir.
लिफ्ट करने की.
I will try my best.
Sami, you have a pleasant personality, but you haven't mulled over what you have studied. Your concepts are very, not well established in your mind. From your answers, it seems that you haven't given a serious thought to what you have been studying. I would recommend, this paper. Have you submitted it already
Which paper, ma'am?
to the psychological board about your favorite personalities?
Yes,
and
ma'am.
things?
I have.
So, who are your favorite personalities in that?
There were two options. I went for Henry Kissinger and Hamza Shafqat. I'm really inspired by him.
Who is Hamza Shafqat?
He's current commissioner, Quetta Division, and he has served in Islamabad as well in the capacity.
I know Hamza. I know Hamza well. He's a smart boy. But when you write personalities, try to have personality, because like for Durrani Sahab, who is from 4th Common, sir.
Yes.
Hamza Shafqat is like his grandson kind of a thing, that
Yes, ma'am.
junior. So when the panel is there, they expect you to have more mature understanding. And the personalities, why do we ask personalities?
Because they tell a lot about the person, in terms of inspiration and how they view themselves in future.
Exactly. So Hamza Shafqat is a good inspiration. He's done great work in Islamabad. But it also shows that you haven't grown out of your, level.
Indeed, ma'am.
So you have to, if you haven't given personalities, you have 14 days, 14th November को आप कह रहे हैं ना,
जी, जी.
अभी date तो नहीं आएगी.
अभी नहीं आई, ma'am.
So that means you have time. I would recommend take one personality and then study a lot about him.
All right, ma'am.
So I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
And some last year जो सिंध rural के candidates से हुए competition was very tough. इस मरतबा शायद पता नहीं कितने लोगों ने पास किया सिंध रूरल के.
Sir, almost 35 हैं.
35 है. और सीटें कितनी हैं?
I don't know, sir.
बट वहाँ से बहुत पोटेंशियल कैंडिडेट्स आते हैं अब सिंध रूरल से. अब
Indeed, sir.
आप उनके कंपटीशन में अगर देखा जाए तो अभी आप वो से स्टैंड आउट नहीं करते. जो आपको ग्रे एरियाज बताए गए हैं,
जी, जी.
जाके वर्क कीजिएगा.
Sure, sir.
नॉलेज गैप विजिबल है,
जी.
उसको देखिएगा. ठीक है.
Indeed, sir. Thank you so much. May I leave, sir?
Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you so much.